In this video, I'm going to explain the meaning of the term swing high in the stock market. On my screen here is a stock chart. This is for Tesla stock, and each of these price bars represents one day of price activity. And each bar has a high price. And if you look up here, you'll see you see that letter H, and right now it says 198.87. That corresponds to this bar that I'm moused over right now. That means that the high price of that bar is 198.87. And as I move my mouse to the right, notice how that value changes. So it's showing the high price of each of these bars. And so each price bar has a high price. And now certain price bars have a special characteristic where their high price is referred to as a swing high. So not every price bar is a swing high. Certain ones are a swing high. And a swing high is a price bar where the high of that bar is higher than the high of the two bars directly to its sides. And this is a swing high right here. And so let me help you visualize this here. So the high here, the high of this bar, the high price, is higher than the bar to its left and higher than the price of the bar to its right, higher than the high price. So this high is higher than this high and then this high. So that's all you're doing. To find a swing high, you're just looking at the bars directly to its left and right, and you're comparing the high prices between the three. So you're looking for something that's where the high price is like a point. And so let's look at some other ones. The high price here is not higher than this high, and therefore this is not a swing high. Same thing here. This one is a little bit higher than this high. And so that qualifies in that regard, but it's not higher than this high. So this is not a swing high. This right here is a swing high because this high is lower and this other high is lower. So that's how you find swing highs. Now, why are swing highs important? Why does that matter to anybody? It is considered to be a level of resistance when you see a swing high on a stock chart. And in the stock market, if there's a potential level of resistance, it might mean that there's selling pressure at that price point. And for example here, the price of Tesla at this particular point, it went up, and then it reached a point right at this exact point right here where it didn't go up any further. It stopped. It came down. Why did that happen? Because there was enough selling pressure to not only offset the buying pressure, but to reverse the buying pressure. And so in other words, we know that historically at this price point, there were sellers who showed up. There were a lot of sellers who showed up. And so that's what creates a potential level of resistance. And so the idea is that swing highs represent these levels where more sellers came in than there were buyers and caused the price to go down. And so the idea is that at a level of resistance, that might provide a potential trading opportunity. If you already own the stock, maybe you would consider selling before it gets to a resistance level. Or if you're open to the idea of considering to short the stock, you could short the stock before it reaches a resistance level in hopes that those sellers might show up again and put that pressure on that could lower the price of the stock. Now, resistance levels and swing highs, they don't necessarily give you a surefire way to make a profit in the stock market. They just are an indication of where there's been sellers before, enough selling pressure in the past to cause the stock price to go down. And that may offer a trading opportunity or an opportunity to profit, but there's certainly no guarantee. Just as with anything else in the market, there's no way anybody can be sure of what's going to happen next in the stock market. But it's one potential, it's a piece of information that could help you in some of your investing decisions. If you look here, this is a swing high right here, which means it's a resistance level. And if you follow the mouse all the way across, the price of Tesla ended up coming back up to that resistance level again just recently here. And you can see it kind of was knocking on the door on this day. kind of reached that level and then kind of came back down a little. Then the next day it got above that level, but then it kind of fluctuated there. It ended up red for the day, ended up below that level, looking like maybe that level of resistance would potentially reject the price going above it. But boy, today this thing boomed out and kind of expressed with authority that that level of resistance was not going to stop the price from going further up. And so this is a perfect example of how someone might have made a trade here as the stock price approached that level of resistance, which is that swing high over there. And this one, depending on exactly how you manage the trade, this one, if you held it for more than a few days, this one would not have turned out in your favor. Now, like I say, you can never tell what's going to happen next in the market, and it can be hard as a trader not to know whether or not a given level of resistance is going to be meaningful or not, whether it's going to hold. What we do at Stock Market Guides is we give you information about what's happened historically for a given stock. And so if, for example, Tesla is the price for Tesla is approaching a prior resistance level and it gets picked up in our scanner, when we identify that, we not only tell you, hey, Tesla's approaching a resistance level, we also say, and in the past, here's what's happened to the stock historically when it has approached a resistance level in this way. And we'll tell you how many times the price went up, how many times it went down, and to what degree. And so we give you that historical information, we give you the data or statistics to tell you exactly how this has performed historically. And the idea is we're trying to give users information that can help them make informed trading decisions. If you have any questions about swing highs or resistance levels, or really about anything in the stock market at all, you can contact us anytime. Our email address is support@stockmarketguides.com.